This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 231 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
All right, Nicole.
Yes.
I'm not ready. I'm going to admit it.
Ready.
I'm not ready for the replacement of the Marketeer, but we're
love
not going
it.
to do a Marketeer. We're leaving last week as the last Marketeer ever, which was the Inman Innovator Award. And by the way,
Tell me more.
Overask, Eric,
Yeah?
the broke agent.
What is he? Is he like?
Matt Leonetti, they are campaigning so hard to win this thing.
Who?
Just like
Who do you campaign to?
in their podcast on Overask, they're doing it.
What do you?
like,
Are they sending gifts? We
they're-
could send gifts.
Every time it comes up.
Who do we need to send gifts to?
They're now both speaking on a panel. I've never seen anybody suck up harder to Inman than what the broke agent and what Matt Leonetti are doing right now.
The problem is, though, is that on our last podcast, you said that because we didn't suck up enough, it's because that's why we got second place.
And so they're taking that advice. They're already doing a victory lap.
Victory lap?
Yeah, they think they're going to win this thing. Are you?
I haven't seen
offended
any
by
victory.
this?
I haven't seen any victory laps. I guess I haven't been involved.
In the comments, who shows better? Let's just go there. The Real
Wow.
Word or Overask? Let's start a little internal BAM debate. Is the Real Word this show? Yes, better. See the
what?
that is a script. You say yes. You want someone to say yes back. You
So
do
I'll
that
just
on your
sit
listing
here.
presentation.
You talk,
like,
and I'll just
are
nod
you ready?
my head.
Are you ready to sell your home
Are you
today?
ready to sell?
There's the clip. There it is.
So, is it the Real Word this show, or is it Overask with no? All right, they are just completely sucking up to Inman right now.
So
It
they're
is
going
gross.
to Inman. They're going to Vegas.
They're going.
They're on a
I think
panel.
they're going to be like bringing a flag.
A flag?
An Inman flag.
An Inman flag.
And they're just going to be completely.
Are you bringing a flag?
I'll bring a BAM flag maybe.
Bam.
I'm not going. I might go. I'm 50-50. Inman, should I go, or are we going to win here? What's the?
Oh, my
what's the
Lord.
deal? Anyways.
Anyway.
All right, CNBC,
So
racket number one.
So much for a quick show.
Yeah, quick show today.
That's all over with.
Well,
now.
we do have a third segment, but it's more in relation to upcoming. So we're not launching that new segment, but
because you weren't ready.
not
I
true.
knew you weren't going to be ready.
Not true. Racket number one, Nicole White. She is the biggest racket of all time.
Racket.
Homebuilder sentiment plunges in July as buyers pull back. This is CNBC, but this is according to a survey from National Association of Home Builders.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nicole, the confidence among builders in the nation's single-family housing market fell in July to the lowest level since the start of the pandemic. But it's worse. It's the lowest single month drop in the 37-year history of this particular,
with the exception of April 2020,
home builder housing market index. Okay, so they're surveyed every single month, home builders, on their sentiment, their feelings on the market. This last month in July was the lowest drop in 37 years, except for April 2020.
For 1 month.
Which it dropped 30 points. We dropped only 12 points this month, but it's the largest decline since that time. All right. Any rating above 50 on the index is still considered positive. We're at 55 right now.
Yep.
But sentiment has now fallen 24 points since March. So we didn't take the 42-point drop that we saw in 1 month in April 2020. That's understandable. But we have just over half of that since March we've fallen for how home builders feel.
Yep.
This is location-based too, Nicole. So
very much location-based.
in the Northeast, builder sentiment on a 3-month moving average fell 6 points to 65. So Northeast are still 65 above the national average.
Which doesn't surprise me.
Midwest sentiment dropped 4 points to 52. Sentiment in the South fell 8 points to 70.
70.
And the West saw the largest decline, falling 12 points to 62. I will tell you right now.
Tell me right now.
That I was just in Naples for a couple of days.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was that long.
It was like a day and a half.
I feel like it was a couple hours.
It was a day and a half.
Yeah.
And I visited some new construction
I saw that on your story. Yeah, I feel like I only knew where you were because of your story.
So I went and I asked builders. I asked, people in the sales offices. I went to probably 4 or 5 different communities that are building right now.
Yep.
They don't feel this way.
No, I mean, according to the South, they're not feeling that way.
They don't feel this way this is very one small micro market, Naples, Florida. They don't feel this.
Yeah.
So I said, one of the communities, I saw that half the lots was available. I said, so how do you get one of these other lots? Well, you don't. Well, you don't. What are you keeping them for you want them?
Yeah.
You keeping them?
You keeping them?
No, we're selling them. Okay, I don't understand. All right, well, we're only releasing 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Because every time we release 4, there's 30 bids on each one.
Right.
I said, how much are these lots going for? These lots go for the market price is anywhere from 150 to 300,000.
Just for the lot.
Just for the lot.
Okay.
These are less than a quarter acre, about a quarter acre lots.
In a community though, like I'm sure that there's like a pool.
HOA, no pool. This one
nothing.
was no pool.
Okay.
So they just do irrigation, cutting the grass, maintaining the road.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So
up to 300. Is there a man-made pond?
Up to 300. So on the pond is man-made pond up to 300,000.
Okay.
Off the pond, looking at the trees,
whatever. Yep.
is 150,000.
Mm-hmm.
All of these lots have been going for double.
Mm-hmm.
So the 150s are going for 300. The 300s are going for 600.
So they're doing their own little like supply and demand thing.
Right.
So instead of releasing 100 and feeling like it was a failure, they're doing it.
Well, they have 30 bids on each one. So they could, if they release there's only about
I guarantee
30
you
lots
a
left.
majority of their deals are also cash. So they're not necessarily worried about where a rate will be.
I'll tell you what I think they're worried about in a second.
Okay.
They could release all 30 tomorrow. They had about 30 left in I think it was 60 or 70 homes, this particular community that I'm talking about. They could release all 30 tomorrow and they would all sell because they're getting 30 bids on each lot right now and they release them 4 at a time. They're not worried about clearly the next 3 years because they're going to be building through this project for the next 3 years. They're not worried about, and they're in a different price point. So the average new construction right now is $450,000, which is $100,000 more than the median, single family home in the country. These were higher price point. They're clearly not worried about the market. They don't feel like this survey does.
Right.
What I think they're worried about is having 30 people now. Well, I want this cabinet. I want that counter. I want this color. What about this? What about when will you be finished?
Right. So they're managing the expectation up front.
I think that's what they're doing.
And I like that because there's a lot of builders, especially in the Northeast, because again, we're talking about the fact that we're not really feeling it here either, but we don't really see that much new construction up here. But the last year we have.
Yeah.
And a lot of the builders were just taking because they haven't been able to build in. I mean, they've been building, but not at this rate. Where now, like I had a deal that just closed on Friday. They said that it was going to take 9 months. It took 24 months to close. 24 months, and we're just talking about a $600,000, dollar 2 years.
We are seeing, and builders with the uncertainty of when am I going to be able to get labor? When am I going to be able to get materials?
Materials is the most,
All of these different situations are putting different timelines out. We're seeing some deals locally, and maybe you are too in the comments, that people are just backing out because of those timelines as well.
Of course.
So down here in, if you're in a market like what I'm talking about in South Florida, with these big national builders, or Texas,
or even North, though. I mean, we have a few sellers up here that are moving down to South Carolina, North Carolina, and their builders are they're flying down there to make decisions regularly.
But my point is about the builders that maybe you're talking about 24 months, and these national builders that are doing it at scale, they're not in the 24-month situation.
No.
When they say 9 months, it's 9 months.
Yeah.
Now, it used to be 6 months for some of these guys, and now it's 9, so that there is a little bit of a delay. But this is a machine. Manufacturing machine on
They've probably pre-bought wood months ago.
It is well oiled, and they've got it figured out, and they know their timelines. But they're not. And so this is South Florida. I don't know about Arizona. If you're in that market, love to hear from you. They said the West, right? So is that California or some of these other markets? Are you seeing buyers say, wait a minute, I'm worried. I need to get all of this under contract. If they were worried in this South Florida community that I'm talking about, like CNBC is saying, or the National Home Builders Association is saying, the sentiment overall across the country is, we're worried right now as builders. We don't see a bright future. You would think that a builder who is maybe, cash strapped, because a lot of builders are, would say, I got to get all these under contract right now. I got to get these deposits.
Yeah.
I got to get this done. some of these national, they're maybe not cash strapped, whatever. I mentioned it earlier. Another interesting piece of data for us as agents, teams, brokerage community to know is that the price of a newly built home in May was $449,000. So about $450,000. The median sale price across the country is about $350,000. So it's about $100,000 more to get a newly built single family home.
Yep.
That's why you keep seeing these, resales continue to go up in price. That was up 15% from a year ago, and this may change in coming months, so it may go up even more.
Yeah.
Another sign of a softening market, 13% of builders in the HMI survey reported reducing home prices in the past month to bolster sales or limit cancellations. So maybe we see that number drop. Okay, this is according to Jerry.
They'll get them on the back end.
They'll get them on the back end.
On
the upgrades.
Yeah, they'll get them.
This is according to the NAHB chairman and Homebuilder in NA Homebuilder in Savannah, Georgia. Also, I thought which was interesting from Robert Dietz, the NAHB chief economist, National Home Builders Association there. Affordability is the greatest challenge facing the housing market. Significant segments of the home buying population.
Wait, that was more fun.
Are priced out of the market. Significant segments of the home buying population.
Yes.
When you talk about a $450,000 home being the average single family home across the country, yeah, most people can't afford that.
Right.
That are looking for a home today. And you put interest rates on top of that, it costs a lot to buy a new construction home right now.
For sure.
Everybody likes new, though.
Everybody likes new.
They want it shiny.
Everybody likes new. Everyone loves the idea of new. You know what's interesting, though? You know what I would be doing right now? And I almost kind of want to do it here, the agents should be having conversations with these buyers. Obviously we have a group of agents under our umbrella. So I think it's now time to over-educate the agents on the building process and what they can expect, because these buyers, they like we're saying, they like new. So buyers still want to buy. I think it's the uncertainty of it, where at least if agents could be overqualified in the buying process, it could actually then ease maybe the concerns of these buyers, which would then maybe even spark then these builders' sentiments, back up to where they feel like they can start building again. But I think it's going to be a very important, collaboration between a builder and an agent to really be well informed of the process and what to expect. Because again, I think at the end of the day, that's the most important, right? Is like managing a buyer's expectations, having them understand the process. And if us as agents don't understand the process or what to expect or what the delays could possibly be, me as an agent, I may even be deterring my buyer from building because I don't even feel comfortable, as an agent with the process.
Yeah, great. This is such a better show than Over Ask. What a big value bomb you just dropped on Eric and Matt's face right there. I love it. We're campaigning up until
we are now. We're campaigning.
Yeah, we're going to be campaigning all the way through. Yeah, as an agent, this is an article. We're going to link it below in the show notes. Yeah. This is an article that you absolutely should be digesting.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a study. Even if you don't go and jump into the full survey, just take the bullet points from CNBC as they laid them out. This is one that you absolutely should know. And like everything Nicole said, understanding the process. If there are sales offices in your community, like I did, just this past week down in Naples, go visit them. Ask a bunch of questions.
Every single question.
I was asking the little...
Do you use your contract or do I use my contract? Like even things like that. Like that, again, I'm asked all the time from our agents, like what contract do I... Like if you don't even know what contract to use, you are going to be pushing your buyer away from that situation because you don't feel comfortable with it.
One of the communities I went into, there was a very nice... I want to call her a little old lady, but she was, she was a little old lady. She was running the sales office. Very nice person. And she was the only one there. And beautiful, by the way, Nicole, beautiful sales office. It was like 4,000 square feet. This company.
Did they build it into like their own house? Like there was like the windows you would pick and like
London Bay Homes.
Uh-huh.
If you ever heard of them, look, you'll enjoy them.
Okay.
They're building the Ritz-Carlton in Estero Bay in north of Naples, but they also build single family homes. They start at like ridiculous prices.
I'm sure.
But anyways, just asking her a bunch of questions. Hey, will they build on other pieces of land? How do they feel about doing that? How do they feel about the future of the market? Where do they see the luxury? And she's just giving me her answers from her point of view.
Yeah.
I want to hear it from her. I want to hear it from the builders in the community. I want to hear it from, when there's traditional agents. She wasn't a traditional agent, but traditional agents that are working in these sales offices. If there's an agent on the property, I want to stop and ask them questions. As an agent, you should be collecting this data because there will be a question that comes up in your very near future,
Of course.
where you can pull from this and
Right.
help educate somebody.
Especially
because
inventory is not going to all of a sudden start like booming. Like
Right.
you are going to have a buyer that is going to question you about, do you think building is the right move for me? And if you don't feel comfortable with it, you may misguide that buyer into believing that it's not the right move, but only because of your own insecurity.
So in the comments, in your market, what are you seeing with home builder confidence? The new developments that are happening in your area, are they healthy? Is traffic slowing down? Love to know from you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, appreciate you checking out this episode of The Real Word. If you want the full episode, go over to the Broke Agent YouTube. That's where we're hosting the full podcast. If you want to continue to see the segments broken out and the short clips, stay right here on The Real Word YouTube.